A new report finds the entertainment industry has a, quote, epidemic of invisibility.
Going to movies, I just knew I was never going to see a family that was like mine. And the sad thing is I accepted that, you know what I mean? Like, it was just like, that's just how it was. You know, I knew there was never going to be a Filipino family or even an Asian one that I could relate to on that level. And it's just sad that it's like something that I expected, something that was a norm, something I just accepted as the status quo. Asians tend to be the spunky friend, like sometimes a really cool friend, you know, with the red hair and the edgy glasses, but it's like they're never enough to just be the lead. And if they are the lead, it's like a show about something to do with like martial arts. They can never just be the lead for like who they are. It has to be an Asian thing.
Frustrated me. So it frustrated me seeing a Caucasian, all-white cast because I'm like, where am I?
I got into like the superhero movies, and all the superheroes were Caucasian. I really didn't have any like role models, superhero role models to look up to.
I thought being white was cool. Like, I was ashamed of being Asian. I wanted to have blonde hair and blue eyes, and since I didn't see anyone that looked like me on television or in the movies, I thought there was something wrong with me, like that, you know, I didn't feel like I belonged here, and I didn't really have a role model, and I hated who I was.
I wouldn't call it racism, but race did affect casting in a lot of things that I've done. I was on the line for this one amazing job that I really wanted to do, but they couldn't have two Asians on it, so they had to choose between me and an Asian girl, so they eventually went with the Asian girl, which kind of really sucks, but it's how it is in the industry right now.
I auditioned for this Asian tourist role for this pilot, and the guys that were shooting it, super nice guys, and like I don't think they meant any harm or anything by that at all, but they wanted Japanese accents. But the thing is, them being this white and black guy, they don't know Asian accents at all whatsoever. And I know I did a bad job because I'm Korean and I don't have the Japanese accent down. They don't know the difference between the different Asian accents, and they just like wanted more stereotypical too. They wanted it very hard and very obnoxious. And I just felt so stupid and over the top.
So I always felt out of place. I always felt like I didn't belong. And even now, people tell me, oh, ethnically ambiguous, it's so in. But I'm not a trend. I'm a human being.
I've been asked to do accents before, which makes me uncomfortable, and I don't particularly enjoy that. And also just the limited roles of hooker, sex slave, or nerd. You know, it's very one-dimensional, and I'm tired of it.
There have been times where I've gone out for a role and everyone in the room is Asian, and then when the movie or the TV show comes out, they cast a white person. I wish that like Hollywood would cast Asians in roles that were written for Asians, because if we Asians can't even be cast in our own stories, then whose stories are we supposed to tell?
It's frustrating. I mean, I just can't even get in the room and get an opportunity. Maybe like with the representation I have, I would have the ability to get in the room. But you know what? Because of the color of your skin, no, we're not. You can't sell the show just because of the way that you look.
We're not even given the chance to step into the audition room. Because even, you know, when I see a casting breakdown, I'm really excited, and it's, you know, a role that I feel like I could portray. I don't even get a chance to audition because of the color of my skin. And that's frustrating and that's painful.
I think Hollywood whitewashing does affect me. You know, a lot of people don't know that I am actually part Asian, but I don't really have to worry about that when it comes to acting because I don't look Asian, but it still hits me personally just because I do connect with the Asian culture. You know, my whole family is Asian. I grew up around Asian, and just the way that Hollywood is portraying any type of ethnicity, it sort of demoralizes them, and it sort of makes me feel like, oh, maybe being Asian is not something that I should be proud of just because it is not equivalent to other races like white.
I said it puts a glass ceiling on my career if I feel like, oh, I can never, if I have the goal of being the greatest like actor and I want to star movies that set records across the globe and I want to star opposite Leonardo DiCaprio, you know what, girl, you got this glass ceiling over your head as a black woman. You know, you are never going to be opposite Leonardo DiCaprio. Just let that dream go. That's basically what it's telling me. I should only dream so high because, you know what, you're not gonna get that role. And even certain other roles that are like based off black characters, you know what, we might give that to a white person, you know, and put a little brown face on them. So no. Even the roles that are meant for you may not even be for you as well. So yeah, that's annoying, frustrating. Ugh.
When it comes to like characters that were originally written as Asian, and then they end up casting someone that is blatantly not Asian, that is kind of like a personal insult to me, because it's like looking at these characters and thinking, this is a great character, but I don't think Asians are good enough to portray this role for modern media. So to me, that's a little bit insulting.
Whitewashing affects everybody, even if they don't understand it or on a subconscious level. It makes us feel worthless. It makes us feel like we don't matter. And that needs to change.
No, it's an utter bullshit, and I apologize for my language, but I have had tons of training over the years, whether it was in Europe or here in America. I've been around a lot of actors and from all different countries and ethnicities, and talent is talent. It doesn't matter where you're from. And I think it's just a matter of being given the opportunity, and people are just not being given the opportunity.
I definitely don't agree with that. I believe that maybe they've made it that way on their own accord, but it shouldn't be like that. It doesn't have to be like that. There are a lot of Asian actors, black actors, you know, all races that have been A-list stars and sold films, and I think by them repeatedly putting the same people in, whether doesn't matter what color they are, just by putting the same people in the movies over and over and over again, people get used to seeing those faces. And if they would stop that and just let other people have a chance to shine and give, you know, many different people those awesome parts, we all could sell movies. We can sell a great story. It's not about the actor, it's about the story.
They give white people chances all the time to bomb and to flop, and they don't say, oh, you know what, this white person failed. It was Ryan Reynolds, like he had to fail so many times. Deadpool did well, okay? But like he had to fail and flop so many times. Katherine Heigl, she flops all the time, but she doesn't get her multi-mega million-dollar pictures anymore, but she gets her NyQuil again. So it's just not, they get all these opportunities and just be like, oh, you can sell, but oh, you're black, just automatically. Oh, you're Asian, oh, you're Hispanic. No one across the pond, around the world wants to see you. You can't sell overseas. That's their reasoning for it. Okay, there are more people than just people, white people, European people who are overseas who would purchase movies. Like,
That's like the stupidest thing I've ever heard, because when a movie with a white lead bombs, they don't say it bombs because of their whiteness. So like, it's annoying that that's a white privilege where like when you do something poorly, it doesn't reflect on your entire race or your entire heritage. Whereas like people who are ethnic or people who are of color, when we do something bad, it reflects on our entire background and our race and everyone like us, which is annoying. And it's annoying that we can't have that privilege where if it bombs, maybe it just didn't do well. And also, white people films do bomb, like Aloha and things like that. Like that stuff hasn't panned out. So it's annoying and it's unfounded. I don't know where they get their data, but it's like, have you even tried?
I completely disagree. I think if you don't give people the opportunities, of course they're never going to rise to the top because they can't even get in the door.
When we talk about whitewashing in Hollywood and there's not enough Asian A-list actors to fill the roles, people say that's just the way it is, that's the way it's always been. But just the way things have been has never been like a rubric or criteria for what is right. Like slavery used to be legal, like women used to not be able to vote, so like saying that's just the way it is or how things are has never meant it's the best way to do things or the right way.
Yes, and it's the truth. It is the truth. Because now, when I'm here and I had hope, I'm faced with the ultimate truth that we're not represented. And even in like the studio system, like money gets in the way of our power to make a difference. And that's insane.
For Hollywood to change, they need to get over this fear. Everyone needs to take courage, not just us, Asian Americans, speaking out. This is great and super important, but behind the camera, the writers need to take courage.
First of all, make some really good work on our own, and then we're like, that's where I'm at. I am A-list. How about you people? Oh, right, okay, you're A-list, I'll work with you. You're A-list, I'll work with you. And so like this confidence bubble, not bubble, but this burst of energy is like here.
I think it's just very important that as a community, and not just the Asian American community, but everyone, support each other, and that we start creating films and start creating stories that reflect everyone, because America is a melting pot of these diverse, rich ethnic cultures. And I think we need to really just showcase that and celebrate it.
Cast people of color in these films. Show them that we have stories that need to be told in our cultures. Like, people like to see different cultures from them and they can see what's relatable with the different cultures as well. That's exciting.
You won't know how successful something could be unless you take a chance. And if that's how it is, if it is just like in its simplest form, gambling, give it a shot. You never know, maybe you'll come up big.
We're not asking for special treatment. We're not asking to be favored. We're asking for inclusion.
Instead of using I deserve this as like a mentality or as a reason, there's so many people who are deserving, but just be good enough that they can't deny you.
We gotta get so good that they can't deny us, but I mean, we're already good, so.
We will move forward.
We will tell our stories.
Because plot twist.
I am A-list.